Welcome back to the video, guys, and a happy new year. Hope you've all had a very restful break, had a great Christmas, had a happy new year, and ready to hit 2025 running. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about New Year's resolutions and your fitness goals for 2025. You might be someone that sets resolutions every year, and by the end of January, they've already failed. Now, there could be a number of reasons why this happened, and there's a few things we can do to make sure that we achieve what we want when we set out our fitness goals for 2025. Whether you're new to CrossFit and you haven't done any of the movements, or you're looking to progress some of the movements, maybe get your first double under or strict pull-up, or you're a more seasoned campaigner and looking to push the numbers up on some of your lifts, this video might just help. So stay tuned. I've got some tips that you might want to listen to. Now, New Year's resolutions are often broad, sweeping statements. I want to get fit, I want to get a bit healthier, I want to eat better, I want to go to the gym more. Now, that is absolutely great. However, what they lack is being specific in what you want to do and how you're going to get there. So getting fitter, for example, is great, but what are you going to do to get there? Denzel Washington has this great saying, and I'm sure you may have seen it on many social media platforms, but it says pretty much, dreams without goals are just dreams. And that is so true. Hence why many New Year's resolutions don't end up going anywhere, because getting fitter, being healthier, eating better, whilst that is very great in its approach of what you want to do, it doesn't tell you how you're going to get there. So if you have a bad meal, is that meaning you're eating healthier? Or is it just one meal? If you have one salad, is that one more than you had last year? And therefore, you're being healthier. So that is tip number one. Set clear, specific goals for what you want to achieve. For example, if a New Year's resolution was just, I want to be better at pull-ups, or this year I want to get a pull-up, what does that mean? Is that a strict pull-up? Is it a kipping pull-up? Is it learn the butterfly technique? What I'm getting at is be specific in what you want to achieve. If it's your first unaided pull-up, great. Let's get that in as a goal. If it is your first kipping pull-up, let's get that in as a goal. If it's to master double unders, set a number. I want to unlock 10 double unders by the end of whenever it might be. As you can see, that gives you some clear sight of what success looks like to you. Getting better at skipping is one thing, but without any goals, it might seem a little bit subjective. So at the end of the year, you might feel like you got better, but with a goal of, I want to do 10 double unders unbroken, you will be able to say whether you got there or not. And by doing so, we can set out a roadmap how you're going to get there. Tip number two, make sure your goals are challenging yet achievable. Okay, there's no point in setting out some crazy dream, and whilst it might be great for aspirational purposes, all it's going to lead to is you being frustrated if in 6 months' time you're nowhere near your goal. So take small steps, set achievable targets, make them stretching but still achievable. Going from, say, 100 kilogram deadlift to 110 isn't too stretching, and you would hope you'd be able to achieve that with a little bit of focus. Now, this obviously comes with caveats. If you're new to CrossFit, you are going to go from zero to something fairly quickly. From not doing any double unders to learning double unders is normally, for some, a fairly quick process. So actually, that gap between doing nothing and being able to do something is quite large, compared to maybe a seasoned campaigner who's been doing CrossFit for a number of years now, have dialed in a number of the movements, but their gains will be slightly smaller in comparison. So you won't be having such large jumps in their numbers because they've already kind of hit fairly high numbers in their capabilities already. So what they're looking to do is progress those numbers marginally, as opposed to never being able to snatch before. So starting off on the PPC pipe and in 3 months' time, getting 50 kilograms above your head. That's a big jump. And for someone new, that's very achievable. For someone that's more seasoned, putting 50 kilograms on their snatch in a space of 3 months is probably very unrealistic. I think you get what I'm trying to say here. Start small, tick off the wins as you get there, and grow your aspirations as you reach each milestone. But don't set your sights too far, because all that's going to do is lead to disappointment in the long run. Next, try and set a deadline. So many people will say, I want to get a bigger squat, or I want to put 10 kilograms on my snatch. By when? Okay, give it a timeline. Is it in 3 months? Is it in 6 months? Is it whenever it will be? Make sure you set a timeline. This is going to do a number of things. First of all, it's going to lock it in. It's going to give you some accountability, because once you say you're going to do something, hopefully you will see it through. So if you say, I'm going to go and try and improve my deadlift, for example, and I want to put 10 kilograms on in the next 3 months, you've got 3 months to do so because you've set the timeline. So it gives you a little bit of accountability. Also, it makes it real. You know, you don't have to do anything, essentially. You're still working on it, but as soon as you set the time frame, it's down to you to get the work done. It will also give you a level of urgency, knowing that every session you've got is guiding towards something, aimed towards you achieving your goal that you set earlier on this year. So that will help make sure that you turn up every session that you said you're going to turn up for, because that time frame is going to come whether you do the work or not. Tip number 4, make sure you are prioritizing your goals ahead of other things and making time to do them. One of the things I fall victim of is getting caught up in attending all the classes. However, at the end of the week, I think, okay, I haven't really done any of the stuff I need to do to work on the things I'm looking to improve. So I would say prioritize this in a number of ways. First of all, you might need to do additional work outside of normal classes if you are very keen on attending classes, which we all are. Secondly, you might need to prioritize that when you do them. For example, if you're looking to get strong, there's no point in doing your heavy compound lifts, back squat, front squat, deadlift, whatever it might be, after a grueling session. You might need to do that firstly before the session if you've got time, and in some instances instead of a session. If you're really focused on getting the work done, you will need to prioritize the goals over other things, and other things might have to be sacrificed as a result of it. I certainly have seen that, but as a result, I've also seen progress where I'm looking to make it. I can't be upset with the goals I don't have from the work I never did, and it's a saying that I really do like because it puts it all into context. I can't really be too disappointed if I haven't achieved what I want to achieve if I didn't do the work. So here we go. Prioritize the work, tip number 4. Tip number 5, we need to get a plan together. You're not going to get there unless you have some sort of a plan. Now that might be as simple as every Monday after class, I'm going to spend 15 minutes double under practice. So you have a clear goal of when you're going to do it, what you're going to do, and how often. There's lots of resources online to offer you guidance along the way and structure your program accordingly. You might need to follow a strength cycle, for example. Now there's lots of squat cycles or deadlift cycles online. Often resources are free and they're widely available. There's handstand progression courses, so probably 6 to 12 week programs developing the skill set and the strength to be able to do handstand push-ups or double unders, for example. So get a plan, get it in place and start following it. Tip number 6, make sure you track your progress. How are you ever going to know if you're on the right path if you don't have anything to go by, except from feel, and often that can be subjective. Track your workouts. There's plenty of ways to do this. There are apps that are freely available, so SugarWOD is a great one. There's a notes section in most people's phones, Apple Notes, etc. Or you can even go back to writing down in a pad, and that's absolutely great too. A lot of people like having a pad and being able to write down their lifts and scores, etc. So whether it's the strength numbers that you're looking for, maybe the number of double unders you've been able to do in that session, maybe the times if you're looking to improve your fitness, and it's workouts that you can repeat in the future. Write that down, track it accordingly, and you compare that against where you have been and where you're looking to go. Speaking of progress and tracking things, filming your workout is tip number 7. Make sure you film workouts where you are looking to progress in whatever that might be. Now, it might be filming yourself do some pull-ups. It might be filming yourself doing double unders, squats, etc. Filming will give you more than just an Instagram reel, okay? It will give you some really good feedback on things you might need to improve, things that you don't notice at the time. For example, squats. If you're looking to progress your squats and they're progressing, however, the depth isn't quite there, the film will be able to pull that out, okay? And you'll be able to see exactly where you need to make improvements. Double unders, for example. I like people when they're trying to learn the double under to maybe film themselves, and you can really break down the timing of the movement. If their hands are moving outside of their hips, making it a little bit more challenging to do the double under. All these things are easily trackable. Filming just gives you some really great feedback that you can now, once you have it, you can do something about it. Tip number 8. don't feel like you have to do this all on your own. There's lots of people that are able to help, from friends that can already do the thing that you're looking to do, such as double unders or new skills, or coaches in your CrossFit gym. I'm sure there's lots that will be able to offer you help, advice and guidance on how to get there. There are lots of people available, so don't feel like this is a individual pursuit. There's lots of people, and I'm sure many people willing to help. Especially if it's a movement. Sometimes movements can feel really strange and you just can't get them. I had them myself when I was trying to learn the bar muscle up. I was trying to do it all on my own and I didn't really have much feedback. And although I could film what my bar muscle looked like, I didn't really know where I was going wrong. So by asking someone to observe you, maybe like a coach or someone like that, that can maybe point out the areas for improvement, things to try, they might be able to spot something that you didn't notice. Tip number 9, make sure you celebrate the small wins. Goals can sometimes feel like they take forever to achieve, and often it's not linear. Things can go backwards as well as they can go forwards. One day you can hit 10 double unders in a row, next day you can't string 2. So make sure you celebrate the small wins. This will help keep you motivated along your way to success, to achieving your goals. Well guys, there you go. That's my top tips for helping you achieve your goals in 2025. If you found this video helpful, make sure you do hit the like button because it really does help my channel grow. And if you are new to my channel, please do hit the subscribe button. One of my goals last year was to hit 1,000 subscribers. And finally, last year, I did that. So this year we have some new goals. I'll explain all soon. If you did find this video useful and you're going to be using this to help you hit your goals this year, let me know down below what your fitness goals are for 2025, as I'd love to hear them. If there's any way I can help, let me know, drop me a message. If you follow me on Instagram, drop me a DM or anything like that, and I will be more than happy to help if I can. Anyway, guys, let's make 2025 the best year yet and crush those goals, and together I'm sure we'll get there. Thanks ever so much for watching, and until the next one, I'll see you soon.